Hi, I'm Dr. Devin, and I'm here to discuss marijuana. Now, we've all heard all the totally lame cliches of why you shouldn't use marijuana. It makes you lazy. It impairs your motor functions. It disorients your thinking. We've also seen many TV ads trying to scare us, instill us with fear. For example,
let's cut to the chase. I found a joint in the basement. Anyone gonna fess up?
It's mine, okay?
See what you've done?
Mom, you should have aborted him!
What's next, James? Killing us in our sleep? Wearing our guts as accessories?
You're tearing this family apart!
This is lame. I'm out of here.
Whoa, pal. You're not going anywhere.
Jeez, guys. It was only once.
Not even once. Not even once. Not even once. Not even once.
Not even once.
Not even once! Not even once! Not even once!
but what about all the totally awesome reasons why we should use marijuana?
Ugh, I cannot believe you are doing that. All marijuana products are horrible for you.
You're right. I should probably think about quitting.
I couldn't help but overhear. Hi, I'm Dr. Devin, marijuana specialist. Did you know that actually there are several health benefits of using marijuana?
Really?
No way. Name one benefit.
Yes, really. There are many everyday ailments that can be benefited by the use of marijuana products.
Oh yeah? What about my high blood pressure?
Yes, studies have found that cannabis is effective in lowering the blood pressure of human participants. An interesting study from the National Library of Medicine found that cannabis, more specifically CBD, has numerous cardiovascular benefits, including a reduced blood pressure response to stress. They found that it reduced resting blood pressure as well as their blood pressure after several stress tests.
Yeah, and what about my inflammation?
Yeah, that too. Marijuana has been proven to help reduce inflammation and the neuropathic pain that it can cause. THC and CBD have been shown to reduce pain and inflammation in several studies. Some studies also show evidence of THC reducing neuroinflammation and reducing symptoms of inflammatory bowel syndrome.
What about my sleep issues?
Cannabis can help induce sleep by suppressing arousal and increasing adenosine. Studies have found that cannabis can improve sleep in people with chronic pain, post-traumatic stress disorder, and restless leg syndrome. Studies also suggest that cannabis can help with insomnia, at least short term.
Do you think it could help me with my anxiety problems?
Yes, CBD, which is derived from marijuana, can be effective in treating many different forms of anxiety and anxiety disorders. In fact, anxiety is actually the most common affliction people have used marijuana products for. One clinic found that CBD especially can be effective in treating generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder.
That's some great information. Can it help cancer patients too?
Yes, definitely. CBD products are used to alleviate the harsh effects of chemotherapy and have numerous anti-cancer effects. Not only has cannabis been used to help alleviate harmful effects of chemotherapy like nausea, pain, and sleep disturbances, but studies have also found that it can prevent cell growth and induce cell death in certain types of cancer, like in cervical cancer cell lines.
Wow.
Thanks,
Dr.
Dr. Devin.
Devin. I think I'll give it a try.
that we know the benefits of using or smoking marijuana products, the question is, how do I become a marijuana user?
Wait, now that I've tried marijuana, how do I learn to be a real marijuana user?
It might seem difficult or intimidating to learn how,
Wait, but I'm scared.
but thankfully, Howard Becker laid it out for us in 3 simple steps. When smoking weed, the first step is learning how to properly smoke. You must inhale it properly and keep it in there as long as you can, or hold it in. The second step lays out how being high consists of 2 things. The first is the presence of symptoms caused by the marijuana use. And the second is the recognition of these symptoms and their connection by the user with his use of the drug. The user must be able to point out the symptoms and consciously connect them with his having smoked the marijuana. And the third and final step is learning how to actually enjoy it. To help us with this, let's hear from some other professionals.
Typically, I'm going to hold it between my 2 fingers, my pointer finger and my middle finger. That's kind of like how people hold it. Another way they hold it is kind of like pinching it like this. The whole point is you're going to kind of just like put it in your mouth. And you're going to need it in your mouth to light it. If I lit it without it being in my mouth, I need air, so I'm going to need to be inhaling while I'm lighting it for it to actually catch on fire. And then
just inhale that shit. If you feel it in your chest and you feel it in your lungs, you're inhaling right. Now I'm going to get into deeper context. There's no wrong or right way to do this. Second, don't overthink it, because the last thing you want to do while you're getting stoned or while you're stoned is to overthink anything.
While every person has a different experience with marijuana, especially their first times using, it is important to try and label how it makes you feel and try to connect with those feelings. Here is a good example of a person's first time using marijuana and how they recognize the symptoms.
To get high, but then an intense ebullition of laughter overtook me. Even though there was nothing I found humorous, I was hysterically and uncontrollably laughing harder than I had laughed in years, at absolutely nothing. This was the most delightful feeling I had experienced in a long time. It was then unmistakable to me that the marijuana was finally taking effect. I waited a few minutes to find out what would happen next, but I didn't notice any other effects until, that is, I stood up and noticed that all the light-shaded pebbles were bright and more contrasted than usual, and the sunlight on the ground appeared unusually bright.
Now, here's an example of a more experienced user and how he remains connecting with the experience of marijuana use.
To unlock his mind.
When I do cannabis, I don't do it to relax, I do it to think. That's what the word high means. The highest capability of thinking. Constant working of the mind, constant. So that's the sativa, so I like the sativa. If I didn't, I'd have a bad day. Yeah, I'm a really moody guy without it. And it just, it smooths me out. As soon as I take it, I'm a whole different person. I'm really on top of my game, I'm balling.
Yeah, I feel the same way sometimes. It makes me nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah, calms me down. Do you smoke?
And I like who I am when I smoke. You know what I mean? When I weed, I don't sometimes like who I am sometimes. That's just the real sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy. I want to get away from that guy.
As I mentioned before, everyone has a different experience with marijuana, especially when they are first starting out. Some may even experience some negative effects in the beginning, like paranoia or confusion.
What if I get paranoid or confused?
To achieve all of the incredibly beneficial parts of being a marijuana user, it's important to learn how to actually enjoy it. This process may look different for everyone, but is also worth it for everyone.
But Snoop, why do you like cannabis so much? Like, what is it? Like, I mean, it's been such a huge part of your brand. I just would be interested to hear, like, why?
And I mean, it's just it's a peace situation with me. Every time that I've always been around it, I've seen beautiful things happen. I've seen people, manifest love, peace, and happiness and harmony. And I've always been, an advocate for it. And now